Hey, there we are. Can you guys hear me? Welcome, everybody. It's kind of bright. I think I need to change that. It's kind of dark now. Maybe middle ground? Yeah, I think they were good. Everybody, happy to have you. We actually had people waiting in here. It's the new way to do it. I never can do a planned live stream, and then all of a sudden my wife randomly said she was going to take the kids to our friend's house for the night. Well, not like the whole night, but for a lot of the night. And I said, great opportunity. I can actually plan one of these out without just randomly pressing start, which is cool. I'm excited to do it. Happy to be here. Let me mess with my settings a little bit because I'm looking a little blurry. Whatever. We're good. You know what? You can see me. You can't see me. Oh, man, I messed that up so bad. God, I'm so bad. You know what? Long week. I'm allowed to mess some stuff up along the way. And we're back. All right. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Let's put up some comments. Let's go through this. Let's start at the top. What's up, Justin? Thanks for coming. My book is lit. What's up, everyone? Got a lurk mode for a bit. Wife's about to walk through the door. I like it. I know that game. My book is lit. Awesome Patreon subscriber. Appreciate it, man. One of the early ones. Howdy, everyone. Got to head out for a bit. We'll hang out for a little while. Nice to see a live stream. Nice to have you here. What is Gray Owl Audio? Do you have a YouTube channel, or is that just your name? Michael, one of the OG subscribers. What's up, man? Live reading of the first binding. Yeah. I'm so upset with that book. I'm so upset. I found out that the next R.R. Verdi book is going to be named The Doors of Midnight, which is crazy. And if you're not in the know, Patrick Rothfuss's next book is supposed to be called The Doors of Stone. So, man, that dude is just being blatant. I almost want to read it, but not enough. Not enough. All right. Yo, hope you're well. Just found out about BookTube about 2 weeks ago and really enjoy your time. That nice, man. Yeah, it's a deep well you can jump into. I found out. I thought that the fantasy BookTube was like 20 people, and then I'm doing this big video that I'm preparing for that feels like ever, where I ask a bunch of fantasy booktubers what their favorite fantasy series is, and I started just like digging around trying to find everybody and in a bunch of different ways. And it turns out there's like 60 or so. And I got 52 of them to be on the video, waiting on the 53rd. And then I'm going to finish it up. So that video should be out next week, midweek. A little editing to do, but not much. I don't know. Thank goodness it's Friday. Yeah, dude, I thought you were using some modern kids term that I'm not aware of. How's the fam, Matt? Thanks to them. They're good. My daughter just started up softball. She's 6, so I'm coaching that. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I leave work a little early to go pretend like I know what I'm doing with softball. It's baseball with a bigger ball, but it feels like a cheat code because I had her in T-ball last year, and now she's doing softball, and like the target zone is like twice as big. So she's cracking that thing, which is sweet. It's fun. But I'm terrified to pitch because these little kids are about to take my head off when I'm pitching from like 10 feet away. God, the time zones allowed me to watch live. What time zone you in, Michael? You West Coast like me? What's up, man? This is the first Patreon subscriber to my channel. The OG. What's up, man? How you doing? Just finished Dust of Dreams and I'm not okay. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I was not okay after Dust of Dreams because I didn't really enjoy the ending very much. Dust of Dreams is the second to last book in Malazan Book of the Fallen, and I was just a little disappointed in it because I'm used to, like, in Malazan, these huge set pieces where everything comes together. Like, think like a Brandon Sanderson book, but like amplified it up a little bit. But that last book was supposed to be one giant, like 2,000-page volume, and the publisher said they do not want that. And so they ended up making it 2 books, and it made the ending a little different than it normally would have been. So it kind of showed for me. Damn, Doors of Midnight's a little on the nose. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I can't but believe that that is what happened. It seems giant. I was going to start up here soon since I only have like 10 books in my life, so I thought it'd be cool to vlog it. Yeah. Dude, start up. It's easy. Don't even put any thought into it. Just like turn on the cam. This is the webcam that I started up on, and the quality is not great, but I was able to get like 1,000 subscribers using this setup you're watching me on right now. So just turn on your webcam and you'll get better as you go along. Alan, hey, Matt, have you read any presidential biographies? If so, which was your favorite? Yeah, dude, I've read a lot. I feel like my favorite is gotta be, well, I was going to say, man, I forgot the names of them now, but I'm going to go ahead and say the Grant one by, I have it back here somewhere. Grant biography. Who wrote that? Famous person. Ron Chernow. Dude, I love that one. That's a great book. But I'm going to say that's my favorite. But yeah, dude, I had a long time where I read kind of exclusively historical books. And I always liked fantasy books, but I just kind of got in this big historical kick. And yeah, I read a lot of biographies. A lot. Hey, Matt, just read Gardens of the Moon and loved it. How quickly, slowly should I read it? And do you have any other general advice for reading the series? Yeah, so I made a video where I gave like a bunch of advice. Check that one out. If you just like Google search Malazan, it's one of like the top videos, I think. But if you type in Matt and Malazan, I'm sure it'll pop up. But I think the main piece of advice I would say is there is a PowerPoint presentation. It's like Google like slides for each of the books, and it's super helpful. Like read a chapter and then read the couple slides for that chapter, and it won't spoil anything, and it'll like fill in all the blanks. Super helpful. And I put some other advice there, but check that out. It's like a 2-minute part of the video you should watch. How quickly you should fly through it. Most people say to break it up with like a bunch of other books, but I find it super good to keep reading it because then you won't forget anything because it's super complex. But if you like Gardens of the Moon, you're guaranteed to love all of the books because Gardens of the Moon's like the worst one of the bunch. So you're in for a treat, my man. Wow, 53 is a lot. Excited to see it. What was the title again? Favorite series. The title, it's not out yet. So it's going to be out next week. The title is going to be like fantasy booktuber. I don't know the title. I don't have it on this computer. I have the thumbnail all made. You know what? I have it on my Discord. If you haven't joined Discord yet, check that out. I put it in the link in the description of all my videos, but I'm super active on there. So if you're not on there, you should totally be there. And the title is Favorite Fantasy Series of All Time, according to 50+ booktubers. But I got a lot of big booktubers to join in. I got Daniel Green. I got Elliot Brooks, is it? Elliot something. I got like all the big people. So that's cool. Like everybody that I wanted is on this thing, except for like a couple random people that I didn't get. But for the most part, it's awesome. Hey, Matt, what's up, man? So I think it's about time to read Blake Crouch, Matt. Blake Crouch, he's more like thriller, right? Like thriller type books. I don't normally read those, but I could be into it. I don't know, man. My TBR right now is like not even joking you, like 2 or 3 years long. And I want to do rereads in that time. So unless I get somebody to join Patreon and like put it on as a pick that wins, in my raffle. I do a raffle every month on Patreon where like everybody gets a book or two depending on your tier, and I spin this wheel, and then I got to read the book that gets picked. Probably not going to get to it in the immediate future. Not a comment to Matt since you don't watch movies. I watch some. Not much, though. Unless they're... Oh, man, I watch a lot of Disney movies. I'll tell you that. Watch a lot of Disney with the kids. Yeah, so if you want a deep dive into Disney theories, dude, I'm your man. But I watched RRR because... What the... because of the Oscar nominations, gotta say, one of the best action movies I've seen in some years. Highly recommended. Yeah, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. That was not Disney or Pixar. I've got a YouTube channel that does video essays and other literature-related stuff, but not doing much with it right now because I work. Did I hear that? Watching BookTube in my spare time. Nice, man. Don't stress out about it. You do you. I'm Australian East Coast, so it's 1 p.m. Saturday here. Nice. I've been actually watching, speaking of TV, I've been watching a lot of Australian TV lately. I got super into Australian Survivor, and it is about 10 times better than American Survivor, maybe like 11 times. I love it. And I'm also watching Australian, what is that show that just came out? It's a copy of a British show. You know what? I have it here in my downloaded videos because I can't legally get it. Literally, there's nowhere I can get it. Dude, what is that show that I've been watching? Taskmaster. I've been watching Australian Taskmaster. But yeah, dude, Australian Survivor is so good. It's like the best season of it too. Australia represent. Nice, man. It's got to be the time zone thing, right? Bonnie just started The Crippled God. Yes. A little worried. I had to take a month break after Dust of Dreams. Don't be worried. Just be worried that you're not going to read anything as good as that when it's over. Andrea, hi, Matt. Just started Farseer because of your videos. I'm loving it so far. Okay. Another one. If you're loving Farseer at the beginning of the book, then you're guaranteed to love the series because the book Farseer starts off slow, and it's like my fourth favorite of the trilogies. So you're in good hands, and I wish I was you starting this for the first time. And I actually have Assassin's Apprentice right there. It was all right. I think you'd enjoy Blake Crouch. Wayward Pines is a nonstop sci-fi thriller series, and they're like 300 pages. 300 pages. I like that. Get through that in a couple days. You do it naturally in all your videos. I get anxious. I hear you. But you could do this. I mean, my style of videos I don't think is normal, where I just like talk without edit. You could be one of the people that is like almost all booktubers, where you just edit everything and make yourself look super clean. I don't look clean. I look super not clean in my videos. But yeah, dude, you can make anybody look like you talk perfectly. But I do a lot of ums and stutters and stuff in my videos, but I roll with it. Hey, Matt, when are you reading the Prince of Nothing series? I will tell you. Let me open up the old handy-dandy spreadsheet. I'll know exactly when, but it's not looking good for this year. Unless Patreon picks it, in which case I'll read it immediately. Prince of Nothing. Okay, so Prince of Nothing is... Oh, so, okay, I have books planned out until August, and then I'm going to be going to my next list, and it's the fourth one down from that. So I have Draenei, Mage Errant, Ash and Sand, and then Prince of Nothing. So it actually is looking good that I'm going to get to it this year. The Ulysses Grant Battle, yeah, that's the one. Do I dip into sci-fi? A little bit. Behind me, I got some Asimov up here. Got some World War Z right here. I got any more over there? Nothing? But yeah, dude, I read some sci-fi. I don't know. I feel like over time, as I get more into fantasy, I like sci-fi less. You know, the things I like about fantasy just don't exist in sci-fi. And sci-fi is like trying to be cool with its, you know, scientific approach to things, and I just don't care. I'm looking for big, epic, but I am going to be reading a sci-fi book here this month. I'm going to be reading The Sun Eater, and I'm very excited about that because a lot of people that I trust say super good things about it. I started Gardens of the Moon. I just felt very disoriented in the early chapters. I felt the prose was very flowery. Yeah, it's disoriented. Use that spreadsheet, though, or the PowerPoint. just Google like Gardens of the Moon PowerPoint or hop on the Discord. There's a link in the description here, and you can find out all about it. All right. There was a mini series on Grant a while ago. I did not watch it. I did not watch that. How do I get a link to this that I can share on my... I'm going to look for a link real quick. Sorry to be boring, everybody, but I want to blast this out. There we go. Found it. To the Discord channel so everybody can join if they haven't already. And sent. All right. All right. For historical fiction, have you read Catch-22? I have. I loved Catch-22. I read it a couple times. One of my main username on Reddit is actually a Catch-22 reference that I won't say for you so that people don't know what my real account is, so you don't see all the weird stuff I'm into. Okay, Justin, my favorite history author is Anthony Everett. I've not read Anthony Everett. Give me a recommendation. You got all the stars. Thanks, man. Legacy by James Mitchell. Wow. Oh, I made an alcoholic drink and I messed up the proportions pretty badly. But yeah, give me a recommendation to the previous guy. Okay, Legacy by James Mitchell, Great Historical Fiction, or The Creation of the Constitution. Yeah, it's right up my jam, man. I love anything political, American political. I'm big into. I work in politics. Obviously, I live in America, so American politics. So that's my jam. Just started Jade City, so much better than Poppy War. Dude, yes. I would try to flip this table and end this stream if you said that Poppy War is better than Jade City. Jade City's dope. And it gets better as it goes along. Because like if you're a Godfather fan, beginning of Jade City, especially a couple scenes involving kidnapping, is so Godfather that it feels like it's going to be a ripoff. It feels like it's going to be another First Binding ripoff, but it turns into its own thing pretty quick. All right, what series are you planning on releasing? What you talking about? You talking about the video that give me some more clarification. Federico, having that many books in your TBR can't be healthy. That's how my brain works, man. I got pretty bad OCD, and I have worked over time to try to like control my OCD into being like a superpower, so it's not like super debilitating. Because it used to like impact me in really negative ways. Like I had weird things. Like I couldn't stop thinking about certain things over and over and over. And I'd like replay it in my head like over and over and over. And eventually like I try to like focus my OCD in like certain things. And then it's like all contained in that little box. And that one for me is video games, which I love, and books, which I love. Play a lot of video games. I just don't talk about them on the channel. But yeah, so I have to have like a TBR, and then I don't have to think about and obsess over like what I'm going to read because it's all planned out for me. So for me, having it all planned out like that, it's super healthy for me. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. I think we got our first author in the chat. Also going back, I just heard a really positive recs over your books recently. Made me really excited to read one of them. Sky, what's up, Sky? Another Patreon subscriber in the house. Finally decided to read the Red Rising series. I'm loving it. Nice. I have mixed feelings over Red Rising. I liked the books. Oh man, that drink is bad. I liked the books. I didn't love them until the third one. The trilogy ends so dope. But if you like that first book, you're gonna like the rest of the series a lot. What is RRR? Is that to me or somebody else? I don't know what RRR is. Oh my God, Matt, Survivor Fans Unite. Yeah, dude, Survivor's so good. I love Survivor. It's like the one show me and my wife watch together. Normally she's watching. No, actually, I take that back. We watch The Bachelor and all the Bachelor spinoffs. But reality TV is basically the only thing. And really just those two. Blair, just started reading Name of the Wind. The writing's fantastic. Yeah, dude, it's so good. I mean, that's the reason to read Name of the Wind, right? I mean, because nothing else is good about it, in my opinion. But the writing is so good that it makes it a wonderful book. Like sometimes, like I have this scale of like the things that I like in my books, and you know, people feel like, you know, you have to be good at everything to be a wonderful book. But for me, If you could just take, one of the things and be amazing at it, you're going to have a great book. And that's what Name of the Wind did for me. It just, great writing, great book. Victor, any podcast recommendations besides 10 Big Books? My first podcast I listened to for fantasy was the Duke and Duchess podcast. It's super obscure, but they do read-alongs, but they release things so infrequently. But now I just do audiobooks. I don't listen to all I listen to is audiobooks. That's it. I don't listen to music. I don't do anything else. Just audiobooks when I'm driving. That's it. I don't get to talk to people who I Survivor love. Yeah, I don't either, man. So you guys want to chat Survivor? Hit me up. Gray Owl, do they kickbox with koalas on Aussie Survivor? No, they don't. But what they do is they have 3 episodes a week instead of 1. The episodes are an hour and a half instead of an hour. And the challenges are way more physical, which is awesome. Everything about us. Oh, dude, and they're kind of nude in it a lot because they can cuss. So, dude, it's great. Everything about it so much better. Taskmaster is a great show. Yeah, dude, I watch all the Taskmasters. I watch the British one. I watch the New Zealand one. I watch the Australian one. Give me all the Taskmaster. George in Australian Survivor is awesome. Love the guy. David might be the best Survivor player ever. He might be. Although, dude, if George wins the season, he's going to be the greatest ever, but he's not going to win. But, dude, political staffer, acting like a fool, that's my kind of thing. How's the Harry Potter reading going? Not good, man. Not good. So I am reading Harry Potter with my daughter, who's 6.5, and she hates it. So she only lets me read a page or 2 a night. We got the illustrated version, which is really cool. But she only wants things with girls in it. And there's no girls in Harry Potter until they get to Hogwarts. The only girl in it, I think, is Harry's aunt, who's horrible. And so my daughter's this is a boy book. And she doesn't trust me that there's cool girls in this book. So yeah, I feel like once we get to meet Hermione, she's going to be all in, and then we're going to fly through it. But till then, I'm reading The Veiled Throne as of now. The Dandelion Dynasty is a must read. Yeah, Veiled Throne's the 3rd or 4th book, right? Sorry, I got a cold. I'm working through. Dude, I can't believe how good The Grades of Kings was. I said it's my 2nd favorite book of all time. I'm holding to that. I cannot wait to keep reading. My next one I'm going to read is going to be Wall of Storms, and I should finish that up right at the beginning of May. What series are you planning on rereading? A lot. I'm going to go back and reread all the big books that I didn't do a video of originally because I read them before. So I'm going to reread Stormlight, Malazan. Let me open up my spreadsheet, actually, because that's a good question. I'm going to read Gentleman Bastard. Going to reread probably Mistborn. A Song of Ice and Fire, probably. Is that it? Those are the big ones. Maybe Powder Mage. I hate editing. I like your style. Yeah, dude, editing sucks. I'm having to do a lot of editing right now because I'm doing these, I have these big videos coming out in the next week that are compilation videos. And all the editing is just brutal. I hate it. Normally my editing, when I do my review videos, editing takes 10 minutes at most because all I'm doing is putting in my intro and outro, putting on my patrons info. If I cough, I've been having colds lately, so if I have a big coughing spell, I edit that out. And then I just put the book title up and then put a subscribe to me thing. So 10 minutes or most. So that's my jam. Ooh, the first spreadsheet check of the video. Everyone take a drink. Yeah, dude, you're going to get a couple of those. I'll take a drink for you. Agreed. George is amazing. David's my favorite player. Yeah, dude. Am I forgetting who Australian David is? Let me pull up this guy. Oh, dude, David. Love David. Big David fan. And quite frankly, I really like Haley too. Big Haley fan. I'm really rooting for her and George this season, although I think both are going to get kicked off this next week. RRR is an action movie on Netflix. Felt like live action realism fantasy. That's cool. That's dope. Recent outings of Disney and Pixar have been boring. Yeah, they have. My cousin was in a Pixar movie recently, so I was my family's really into that. Puss in Boots is good, man. Although I gotta say, Encanto crept up on me, probably because I've had to watch it like 200 times, but I got that soundtrack playing in my house a lot. Every time Matt mentions books you own, you gotta take a drink. I hope I'm not subject to that because I own all the books I talk about. Yeah, you can get through a Blake Crouch in 2 days, 2 days tops. They read so fast, it's so good. Dark Matter is one of your patron picks. We'll see. 20 days till the next one. Want to read Sun Eater soon too. Dude, let's read it together. I'm going to start the Sun Eater on about March 17th. And I think several people in my Discord are going to join along and read that at the same time. So if you want to, come join the Discord, and we will chat about it as we go along. Cillian, I'm thinking of starting the Wheel of Time. Should I read all the books one after the other or take breaks? You can take breaks. There's a phone app that you need to get, though. That's like the Wheel of Time Compendium app. I don't really know the name, but if you can't find it, let me know. But you can write in like the book you're on, and then if you can search for a character, it'll tell you everything about that character up to that point. So it's like the greatest tool. Like if you want to take breaks in between your book, to like refresh you about characters, because there's like too many characters to remember. Sun Eater is more sci-fi fantasy. Nice. Probably why I'm excited about it. Dude, I'm so far behind on comments. Oh my God. You guys are crazy tonight. Now, would it be okay for me to mention a reading challenge fundraiser I'm doing at the minute? Don't want to self-promote. Yeah, dude, do your thing. Do your thing, Michael. Do you think attempting to read Malazan is too much when starting out in fantasy? I've only read 3 fantasy series. Yeah, it is. It is too much. It's a little advanced, man. I would get a little more used to the genre before jumping in. Not to like talk down on my favorite fantasy series and talk people away from it, but it might turn you off to fantasy, quite frankly. I have World War Z sitting on my bookshelf. I've wanted to get into it for a while since I saw the Brad Pitt movie. Yeah, you must be talking about it because you see it. How is it? I heard it's written like a collection of news articles. Yeah, dude, it's fun. I like it a lot. I actually think about it from time to time, probably because it's in the back of my videos, and it's good. I wish they'd do like a mini series of it where they like get different actors for each of the things, but I love the style. It's really well done. And I think it's written by Mel Brooks' son, which is kind of weird. I thought Quang's Babel was a better book than Poppy War. I agree. Didn't love it, but I liked it more. Managed to get through Poppy War, but at the end I felt rather underwhelmed. Yeah, you felt better about it than I did. But I agree, underwhelming at the least. I feel like Poppy War is so decisive. I'm pretty excited to eventually get to it. I kind of want to read everything eventually. Yeah. God, I hate Poppy War. Video games, books, transforming robots. Dude, my son is 4.5, and he's all about transformer robots. So I know that game. My TBR got so long that it's giving me anxiety, so I had to delete it and just read what I'm in the mood for. Smart. Do what you got to do to make yourself happy about reading. That's my thing. I think I seen Dark Matter from Blake Crouch on your patron picks. Finger crossed it gets picked. Yeah, somebody. That's a recent one. One of the new patrons put that on. I've been getting a lot of patrons lately, so there's like a lot of books that I wasn't ready for. Like my patrons is like doubled in the past couple of months. I've got like 8 or 9 new ones in March alone. It's kind of crazy. Divisive. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I wish I could TBR. I'm such a mood reader. I started Malazan because I wasn't ready to commit to Faithful and the Fallen. What? You sure you don't got that flipped around? Faithful and the Fallen is so much easier than Malazan. Fully aware that doesn't make sense. Okay. Dude, it's funny. What are your hottest and coldest takes when it comes to your favorite or least favorite fantasy books? Okay. My hottest take, Lord of the Rings is not very good. My coldest take is like something that's obvious, right? Coldest take is Stormlight Archive is awesome. I feel like that's about the coldest take you can have in fantasy right now. I've seen every season of U.S. and Australian Survivor. Yeah, dude, me too. One of my favorite shows. Hello, Australia. Yes, dude. Also, thanks for mentioning the good reviews about my books, Matt. No problem. Yeah, somebody said that because I reviewed 11th Cycle recently by Kian Ardalan, and I loved it. Like, loved. And one of the things I said is that it's really dark and brutal. And somebody said, got to read your books if that's my jam. So what's the first one I should read? Give me that rec and I'll throw it on my TBR. Federico, hey, Matt. What was your review system? I know there are 3 main things. I think there are 5 main things. So, okay, everyone's got a drink because I'm going to pull open my spreadsheet again. Okay, my things are story, world building, fantasy elements, characters, writing style, and overall enjoyment. So 6 things. Chad, the Duke and Duchess podcast is awesome. I've listened to it too. Yeah, they're awesome. I love those two. But they're so slow. Like, they're so slow that they said they were going to start Malazan. So I started. And by the time they got halfway through Gardens of the Moon, I had finished all 10 books. And at that time, I wasn't reading very fast. So that kind of shows you. If you end up wanting a copy, just hit me up. I will do so. But you got to tell me which one I should get. Under the Radar podcast is great. Who reviews books that aren't well known. I like that kind of thing. We need more of them. Uncensored Language on Story and Survivor is so much better. Yeah, dude, so much better. Everything about the show is better. I'm way behind on comments. I need to catch up more. Major recommendation, Wars of Light and Shadow by Jenny Wirtz. That is on my radar. That is on my long-term TBR list. I forgot who recommended it to me. Might have been like Alan from Library in Alexandria, maybe? I don't remember. And Michelle West, I've not heard of that one. The illustrated books of Harry Potter are so cool. Yeah, dude. They're so cool. I can't believe how much effort went into these things. There's like every other page has a full page illustration. It's really cool for kids to get into. Ron Reich, what's up? Man, all the Patreons are here. I read first Harry Potter book and could not continue. When did you read it? How old were you? I feel like that's a major thing. Because like when Harry Potter was coming out, when it was getting big, I was in high school. So everyone is reading it. And my girlfriend at the time was super into it. And even at that time, it felt kind of YA. But I got to give it a chance. My goal is to get my daughter hooked on it. And she's getting good at reading now. She can't like read on her own yet, but she's getting through it. And eventually I hope that like that's her first like big book she'll get into. And then we can just kind of like, I'll read it at the same time she's reading it. And then we can talk about it. Because that's my goal. I mean, I have 2 big things I say I have 3 parent goals. 1, I want to play sports with my kids. 2, I want to play video games with my kids. 3, I want to read books with my kids. And so if I can get them into fantasy books, I can just read whatever they're reading. We talk about it all the time. That'd be great. Although board games with my kids would be fun too. I like that fun. You have kids, gotta have some fun. If you want good fantasy podcasts, a good fantasy podcast is Funny Files podcast and the Legendarium. Yeah, cool. Sky, have you read any Giles Christensen? No, I've never heard of this person. I went through Hellmouth in a day and wasn't very impressed, especially after the praise I've heard. I just bought Lancelot by him and I'm excited for it. Sky, that don't make sense. You just read a book by his, you didn't like it. Now you're excited? Have you read any other progression fantasies besides Cradle? Yes, I have. So, all right. I read The Wandering Inn is progression fantasy, and it's so good. I'm going to keep reading that. And there's like an infinity amount of pages. So I love that. I read Mother of Learning, which is progression fantasy. I think those are the 2 big ones. Although I read, what else did I read? A not well-known one, The Sharded Few, the first one in that I read, where I liked it a lot. I like all the progression fantasies I've ever read. Going through the spreadsheet again here. And then I plan on reading Mage Errant, which I'm going to be reading very soon. And what's the other one? Did I downgrade it on my list? Mage Errant, I know. And what? Man, what is it? Come on. Arcane Ascension. Okay, a little wet in California now, yeah? Dude, it's so wet. It's crazy. I'm not used to it. Rain? What's that? But yeah, it's horrible. We needed it for so long, and now we got it all. Can we just like spread it out a little bit, California? Iron Prince is a great production fantasy. Yeah, dude, Iron Prince is soon on my TBR list. Iron Prince is going to be the first book I read in April. Right now, I'm supposed to finish on April 5th. Ron, are you going to do a Malazan? I am. I am going to do a Malazan reread in 2024. Shad, I second Under the Radar podcast. Nice. All right, I'm finally getting close. No, I'm not. Oh my God. I'm getting further behind. God damn it. If you want to cover your read, I recommend Ascendance of Bookworm. Cool. I really liked your video breaking down your YouTube earnings. Super open discussion. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, when I started the channel, I wanted to make it really like transparent. I wanted like everyone to see what's going on behind the scenes. So felt like that's a part of it. If I'm making money, I want you to know what it is, understand what's up. And I want to help people that might be getting into it, and so they know their expectations. Who's your favorite U.S. Survivor player? Mine is hands down Tony. Dude. Hate to steal your pick there, but Tony is my favorite. By a pretty large margin. I love every single thing about Tony. Even like the things that people don't like, I love. But dude, what's the term? The little survivor hideout he does? Dude, Tony's the best. I've heard the characters in Real Time series spend a lot of time traveling. That is correct. 2 characters in Stormlight archive travel, go on quests, there's more political action. Political in action, for sure. For sure. Hello. How you doing? Tony's good. I think controversially, Russell Hantz might be mine. I do really like Russell. I really like Russell. He's up. He's in my top 5 for sure. Sky, do a Sun Eater read along. I'm so down. Yeah, dude, Sky. We're gonna do it in the page in the Discord. So I think you're in that, right? Ron, so predicted in 4 out of 5 for Dark Matter. The book was good, not great, but really good. You know me, man. That's my phrase. I want to start reading fantasy. I don't know where to start. Any recommendations? I need more from you. Tell me what you've read before this. What kind of books are you coming from? If George R. R. Martin couldn't finish The Song of Ice and Fire, which author would you pick to finish it? All right. I got a very controversial pick. I would not want it to be finished. I don't care if it gets finished. I love it for what it is. I don't want anybody to finish it. I don't want anybody to do bad. And I don't think anybody could do what he was able to do. He's very unique in a very amazing way. So let it go unfinished. If you want to comfy read children, I recommend Ascendance of Bookworm light novel series. Sweet. Appreciate that. I'm going to save that. Warning for Sun Eater. Definitely take some inspiration from Name of the Wind. That's fine. I don't mind inspiration. I do mind straight rip. Look forward to seeing what you think about Warform Stormweaver. Not a perfect book, but so fun. Dude, spoiler, I'm going to, when I do my TBR, I always predict what I'm going to put my rating, and I'm going to predict a 5 out of 5 on that for sure. Sky, I've seen good reviews on Poppy War, but I've never spoken to anyone that actually liked it. I don't think I'll ever even attempt it. Yeah, dude, I'm like the last person to like it because I know a lot about that historical time period in China. I'm like a very big nerd for early 20th century history in the world, especially like World War II, World War I type stuff. And so like I knew everything that was going to happen in this book, and it ruined it. Hand pink waving. What's hand pink waving? Pink hand waving? What order would you recommend reading in the following series? Okay, I like this question. Malazan, Wheel of Time, Stormlight Archive, Rome with the Underlings. Okay. I'm going to say read Stormlight Archive. It's the easiest read, and you're going to be hyped about fantasy. You're going to be really hyped going forward. Transition that into Malazan. You'll get some experience with some more advanced concepts, and you'll like it. Then read Rome of the Elderlings, and then you're going to want to slit your wrists. And then read Wheel of Time because you'll feel a little more optimistic about your life. Matt, yes, Alice, I don't like Lord of the Rings. Dude, there are dozens of us. Dozens. Warning for Sunny, you're definitely takes. Wait, I already read that comment. Man, I get raked over the coals for my dislike of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, me too. I have this opinion that Lord of the Rings would be nothing if it came out today. Like, no one would read it. And that the reason people are so obsessed with it is because it's the first fantasy book that they've read. And people say, like, no, that's not why. And I go, what, did you read it when you were younger? And they go, yeah, but that's not why. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm a nostalgia guy too. Like, you want to talk shit about Redwall? I'm going to try to fight you. If I read Redwall right now with like an objective lens on it, I'd say it's not good. But I don't know. Dude, it doesn't hold a candle to modern fantasy. I like the Lord of the Rings movies a lot. I found the books extremely boring, however. Bro, right there. That's my comment. Lord of the Rings movies are like the pinnacle of fantasy movies. Or movies. They're so good. The books. Nah. Currently reading Darkblade. Nice. Never heard of it. I think Lord of the Rings is fine, but not my favorite. Yeah. What's up, Down? All right, I think we officially have every Patreon in here now. Welcome, y'all. All right, currently I only have one book out right now, Trials of Ashmount, but the next book is coming out soon. Thanks. All right, man. I'm going to read it. Get it over to me. I'm in. I think some people overhype the darkness. I call it grim dark, but I'm certain it's nowhere near as dark. It's all right. I'm going to read it. Have you done any world building before for fun? No, I don't have any creative personality. I just, that's not me at all. I have zero creativity. People ask me all the time when I'm going to write a fantasy book. Bruh, never. I write press releases. That's about the extent of my writing capabilities. Right, Harry Potter, I was like 41 when I read it. Yeah, dude, I hear you. I'll say Revealed Legend Cycle definitely sounds interesting. Yeah, dude, it's so good. Ask Dylan, man. He's a Legend Cycle maniac. Right there. See? I called it. Wow, I loved Hellmouth. All right, that's 2 for Hellmouth. 3 for Hellmouth. Umbral Storm 2. Umbral Storm's good, man. I like that a lot. So much atmospherics packed into a small novella. Hellmouth? Is that what you're talking about? Almost all popular web novels are progression fantasy. Yeah, dude, progression fantasy is really easy to write a web novel for. I mean, I don't know about easy, but like it translates really well into web novel form. Sky, that's fair. Hellmouth is an extremely short horror novella. It just didn't work for me. All right. All right, we got +2 for Hellmouth and -1. Yo, that name. That name is something. Is that Polish? Just finished West of Eden. It's sci-fi, but a lot of fantasy elements. Nice. Great to hear you enjoy Catch-22. Searched on it on YouTube. Seems like mostly history buffs are into it. Overlooked. Characters are so funny. Hula, yeah. I think history buffs are into it. I think it's very funny. It's a very funny, politically poignant book. Currently reading Magic Shipped. It's good, but a little slower. It is slower. It speeds up though. It takes some building up too, but it gets to a crescendo. Ron, favorite Survivor Parvati is awesome. Bro, can't hate on that. Love me some Parvati. A lot. Another top 10 Survivor person for me. Hey, Matt, have you read any Michael Moore? Dude, never heard of that guy. So, no. How long do you read per day? Good question. All right, so I read about 45 minutes when I wake up. I try to wake up an hour before everybody else, but invariably a kid wakes up and interrupts me, and then I'm done. I read about an hour at lunch, maybe a little less. I read about an hour at night. So about 3 hours a day, plus audio. listen to audio while I'm driving, but now, so my commute, I used to have to drive 45 minutes to work. And then I got the same title, different boss. And now my commute's like 10 minutes. So I don't listen to audiobooks very much. I do listen to audio when I play video games. I always play 2 video games. I always play one that I can listen to audiobook on. Right now, that's Stardew Valley. And then I play one where I can't. And that is the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I listen to another like little bit, but my audiobook amount is like getting slashed because of my commute. I've never read a fantasy, but I want something like Game of Thrones. I've never read a fantasy, but I want something. So have you read Game of Thrones? Because that sounds like what you want to read. I started Grace of Kings last night. Can't wait to see what lies ahead. You're in for an amazing experience. Ron, here's a good one. Which books are harder to read, get into? Stormlight or Farseer? These are 2 of the big ones on my list. Harder to read. Okay, I'm going to cheat. Stormlight's harder in that it's a little more complex. There's a lot more characters, a lot more point of views, a lot more to keep track of. Nothing like Malazan. It's easy. Anybody can keep track, but you do have to keep track. Farseer is harder because it's emotionally draining. The characters are going to go through some stuff, and you're going to feel some emotions. So they're both harder for different reasons. All right. Good night, Mr. Matt. How you doing? Do you plan on ever reading a Christian fantasy book? Good night, man. Thanks for being one of my top YouTubers right now. Thanks. That's really nice of you. I don't know that that's a thing. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not like a religious person myself, but like I will say that like I've read some books that I think have Christian themes in them. So like clearly Lightbringer, the ending of it has a very strong Christian theme. I did read several of the Narnia books, which I think are Christian related, but give me a recommendation. I'm down. LMA, I write press. Yeah. I also write op-eds. So yeah. But my philosophy on these things is like, I got to write so that like a 5th grader could understand it. So I guess I'd write YA. Have you read Prior the Orange Tree? No. It's on my TBR, but I'm not excited about it. I don't know why, but it feels like it's one of those overhyped books that I'm going to hate. But I've also read those books that I feel like I'm going to hate that I end up loving. So I'm going to take a 30-second break. This drink has way too much alcohol in it, and I need to water it down. One sec. All right. Let's see. There we go. I stopped drinking alcohol for a long time because my wife got pregnant and she takes everything to like an extreme. So they're like, don't drink much alcohol at all. So she's like, all right, never going to drink it again. And then when she was breastfeeding, she also didn't drink it because she didn't want it to go to the baby. And then by the time that baby was like weaning off, she got pregnant again and then went through that process again. And I don't want to like sit at home and drink by myself like I'm doing right now. And so I didn't drink for like 4 years or like 3 years or something like that. So it's pretty rare for me to drink anything. Oh man, I lost my place. Let's try to find it again. Okay, I found it. Boom. I had English 1102 in college. It was Lord of the Rings, similar in focus. Sounds fun, but extremely difficult. Dude, I bet it was. I bet it was. What's up, Anna? Anna is a longtime YouTube commenter on my channel. Good to hear from you. Now listen, I think you should Skyward with your daughter soon. She's going to like it. It's a female main character. That's Brandon Sanderson, right? Seems good. He knows what he's doing. Is Dragon Mage on your TBR? Dragon Mage. Is that a series or is that a book? Let's Google that. Riven World, right? Riven World is on next year's TBR. Federico, have you read Solaris? I have not. Has your reading changed since starting on BookTube? Yes. When I first started on BookTube, I started reading more. And then as I got bigger on BookTube, I'm not going to like presume that I'm big now, but when I got bigger, I started reading less because now I spend a little more time on Discord when I am slacking off from reading. I spend more time editing because I do a lot more videos now. And so, yeah, my reading's gone in kind of like a, gone up and then gone back down. But I'm like right now I'm reading on average, I'm reading how much a day? I read about 102 pages per day and about 47 audio pages a day. And that's a little down from last year. So like right now I'm supposed to read, I keep a lot of data. I'm kind of weird about this stuff. But right now I'm probably going to end up reading about how many? About 56,000 pages. And last year I read a little over 60. So I'm a little less than last year. Dragon Mage is really good, at least the first half. Yeah, the cover for Dragon Mage is dope. It makes me want to read it right now. I think the second Dragon Mage might do that though. Nice. All right. Decided to try a launch just randomly, and it was so much better than everyone had me thinking. Not the best book. I didn't like Elantris. I think I read a lot of Brandon Sanderson before I read it, and it really underwhelmed me. It felt like just a knockoff Sanderson book. I feel like if I read Elantris first, I would have liked it more, but it just didn't. It wasn't as good as his other stuff for me. Do you read visual novels? I do not. I do not like visual stuff. I like to imagine things in my brain, and I don't really like people to tell me what it's supposed to look like. And so like everyone tells me to read manga, and there's like this big crossover between people that read fantasy and do that, and so it makes sense. And then like I'll get a lot more views if I did it, because like you see all the big booktubers go there eventually. But like I just like books. I like words. It's my thing. Also, Matt, feel free to shoot me a DM on Twitter with your address if you want a physical copy. I'll send you the cool card hover and sign it if you want. Cool. I feel guilty. Were you part of that discussion I had on somebody's channel about like me feeling guilty about asking for books from people? Because I feel bad. Like I started this channel because I want to be honest. Like I try to differentiate myself a little bit from other booktubers, and I'm not like going to say other people are dishonest, but I will just speak for me, and that I want to be somebody that is going to always tell you the truth. So like if I don't like something, I want to say it. And people say like, oh, well, say the things that you do like about it. But like, if I don't like anything about it, I'm not going to pretend that I do. And so I feel bad. Like authors are like, I get a lot of authors that reach out and want to send me their book. And normally what I do is I say, look, I'm not going to read it, but I'll show it on my channel to try to promote you a little bit. But when I want to read somebody's book, often I'll reach out to the author and say like, hey, would you mind sending me a copy? And a lot of times they're like, yeah, let me send you this physical version. And like, I feel so bad. Like, what if I don't like it? I'm going to have cost you more money. I'm going to cost you shipping just to say negative things about your book. I feel like a horrible person. It's a really bad dilemma that I feel like I'm in a lot. So on that point, I do not want a physical copy. Let me get a digital copy. And I feel really bad if I don't like your book, but some cross my fingers I will. But know that if I like it, then I'm being very honest that I liked it. Sky, I think I've recommended to you before, but since you love progression, I'd put the beginning after the end right up there with Cradle. Dude, did I not listen to you when you said this? I don't feel like, Sky, hit me up on Discord and send me that again. Or throw it on Patreon, like in a comment or a message, so I remember this and put it on my TBR. Ron, how much time do you spend watching BookTube per day? Okay, I don't see any other BookTubers here, so I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I don't really watch BookTube. I just don't. I every now and then I'll watch a little bit. Like there's a couple BookTubers, I won't say who they are. They're not big. That I'll watch like all their stuff. But I don't want to like hurt everybody's feelings. So if you're on BookTube and you're watching this, pretend it's you. Let's do that. But like, I go to work. I love my job, and I work in politics. I dig it. When I'm done with work, I go home and I spend time with my family. And then when I'm done, I'm reading and playing video games. So like watching BookTube doesn't fit into that. So I feel like really bad that like that makes me like a hypocrite or something, but I don't really watch BookTube. I'm currently locked out of Twitter DMs because I've sent too many messages today. Never had that happen before. Are you on Discord? Hit me up in there if you are. Sky, then I put Solo Leveling above all progression fantasy. That's not very long. That's cool. Hey, Matt, love your channel. Keep it up. Any plans to give 𝐒𝐨𝐬𝐿 another chance? Not willingly. Although the Lions of Al Rasan is in my Patreon wheel, so maybe that'll come up. But like, it's not currently on the plans. Danny, I feel like I know your name. Are you like on GoodReads? Is that how I know your name? Cool, man. I'm not against web novels. Good night, Matt. Gotta go. Later, my man. All right, Michael. Is it all right to read Shadow of the Gods as my first introduction? That was my first one. Great pick. And I love Jung Nguyen. So, yeah, great pick. Lightbringer was my least favorite ending to a series of all time, and I was a big fan of all his Brent Week books before that. I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but it's not. It's not good. It's so random. It's such a weird ending. I'll say that. It's a very, very weird ending. Caleb versus Mark III. Dude, Caleb, all day. Oh, Matt, you're not drinking alone. Cheers. There we go. You got me. You got me. I appreciate it. Silly, I just want to say your long-form videos breaking down book series are some of the best on YouTube. What are your top 3 Wheel of Time and Malazan books? All right, top 3 Wheel of Times are going to be the last 3 books. Top 3 Malazan. Number 1, Crippled God. Number 2, Memories of Vice. Number 3, Bone Hunters. Sebastian, love your channels. Keep it up. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support. Super nice of you. You rock. Ron, curious, are you into other nerd stuff like Star Wars, Star Trek, and Marvel, DC? Not really. Just books, man. I used to be into Star Wars. Never really got into Marvel. I was into the movies, and then there's just too much of them, and they're too samey for me. But I do really. So my son is showing a lot of like interest in Marvel stuff, and I like it sounds like lame, but like I just love doing stuff with my kids and like finding stuff that they're into. And if it's stuff I'm into, great. If not, then no worries. But like, I think it'd be cool if my son got really into like Marvel movies and stuff, and then we could like watch them together. That'd be fun because then I don't have to watch sing along like Little Mermaid stuff all day. So I hope he gets into it, and then I have like 5 million movies I can watch with him. Love the Discord. Nice. Good to hear you. I really want to read 11 Cycle after seeing your review. Dad, get it, man. You should for sure get it. We're not jobs in Discord. You don't say that. We are. Ron, by the way, I'm so into your OCD book practices. You're my hero. Thanks, man. Yeah, dude, it's the only way I can do it. I got to do it. How far ahead do you schedule your reading list? Okay, so my reading list is hard set for on my physical books. It's set until August 22nd. On my audio list, it's set until May 5th. But I have a backlog on my physical that goes 13.6 months. And I have a backlog on audio that gets 5.3 months. So you do the math. Yeah, magnet comments aren't for me, but it's mostly because there aren't enough content, even if it's long. Makes sense. Oh, I'm sure you'll be honest. That's okay. I don't mind if you give me 1 star. Risk of doing business as an author. Appreciate that. Makes you feel better. Favorite late 90s, early 2000s era video games. Okay. Let me pop open the old video game spreadsheet to answer that question. Okay, so late 90s, we're in N64 era, right? then I got to say, gun to my head, the most positive memories I have are GoldenEye. Like, the hype around it was so big. Like, if you were into it at the time, you couldn't get it. So, like, everyone wanted it. There wasn't enough of them. And, like, my friend's mom worked at Target and got me a copy. And I was like, it was the coolest thing ever. And, like, for an entire summer, that's all my friends and I played. That's all we did. So, like, I can't, like, such positive memories. But right up there is got to be Mario 64. Top 5 video games. All right, don't hold me to this because I don't have a spreadsheet for it. But number 1 is going to be Dwarf Fortress. I played so much Dwarf Fortress, man. It's crazy. Number 2 is going to be Crusader Kings 2 and 3. Number 3 is going to be some sort of mix of the Warhammer, Total War Warhammer games. Number 4 is going to be, I got to have a platformer in there, right? Can I cheat and say all of the Super Mario 3D games? And number 5, Ocarina of Time. Okay. Carlo, you really like darker books. What's your favorite lighter, more positive one? That's not easy. That's not an easy question, my man. If we're talking like legit light, then it has to be Wandering In. Ron, got it. Regard to you mentioned quite a few booktubers in the past, so I thought you watched more. So, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. So, I watch BookTube to figure out how to make myself better. I don't watch it to actually get personal value out of it. And so, I want to try to make my channel the best it can be. So, I'm watching channels sometimes to figure out, like, what are these people doing better than me, and how can I be better than them? And not to be like so cutthroat about it, but that's what I'm doing. And so I keep data on about 1 million booktubers on how fast they're growing, what videos are hyped up. And I try to learn from that. Like, I figure out the ones that are performing like really good and better than me, and by a percentage better than me, like based on their subs. And then I try to watch and figure out, like, why are you doing so well? And really, like, drill down. And so that's when I'm watching it, is to learn and copy and improve upon. And so, yeah, I do a lot of that. Stillian, do you ever worry or experience post-book series depression? No, I don't. Do you think rereading books can be interesting and enjoyable? I think they can be more interesting and more enjoyable. There's an amazing experience with reading a book for the first time. It's different rereading. You can, especially in fantasy, when things can be complex, you can find things you didn't see the first time, find appreciation where you didn't find it before. So yeah, I don't experience it because I know I can reread it and get something different. And I know that there's about 1 million books out there I haven't read yet. I have recommendations, but these books are in Portuguese. So sad. By the way, what are your thoughts on Narnia? I liked them as a child. I tried reading the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe to my daughter, and it was too archaic in the way that they talk for her to be into it. I had to like modernize the words while I was reading it to her. But I liked it. It was a fun series as a kid. Lightbringer ending, not the best, but Gavin Guile is an all-time character. I will one-up you. Gavin Guile, good. Andros Guile, better. Danny, yeah, on GoodReads. Love following you. P.S. Random connection too, but I used to live in Northern California, up north of Auburn and Grass Valley. Dude, that's real close to me. I'm in Folsom. So like Sacramento area. So I know a lot of people that live in Grass Valley. I have I have family that lives near Grass Valley. Okay, join your Discord server, although I'll also say I'm not the most active Discord member. Yeah, just we'll connect on the book and get it over to me. Sebastian, the Marvel movies are too similar, you're right. Yeah, way too samey. Can you recommend an easy-to-read history books? Yeah. All right, this is going to look weird. Let me bust this thing out. All right, right here. This is where you want The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. So it's got a swastika on it, so you can't read it in public because people are going to think you're a Nazi. But it's like an anti-Nazi book. So it's written by this. It's really famous. So you probably have heard of it. But it's written by this dude, William Shirer. William Shirer. And he was a reporter for a major American newspaper. And he was in Germany at the time that World War II kicked off. And so he was like on the ground reporting on it. He wrote this book immediately after. He's super biased. He hates Nazis. It's very funny. Like, it's not the way you would write a history book anymore, but like he'll make fun of them. It's really entertaining. Great World War II background. Not like the perfect history book, but a really easy to digest one, even though it's like a chunky boy. All right. Hi. Clark, the 49ers should... Oh, fuck. You're going to make me all upset thinking about the 49ers again. The 49ers should use one of the third draft picks on Stephen Bennett. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Okay, bro. 49ers need like 10 quarterbacks on the roster. And I know that to be true. So like bring on all the quarterbacks, because if I have to watch another fourth string quarterback have to go in, I'm going to lose my mind. I am as much as I love fantasy, I love the 49ers more. And second to that is the Giants, and then fantasy. Giants football. Like go Giants. But man, I'm still like PTSD. Anybody mentions the Niners about that game. Hi, I'm new here. Good to see you. Hello, my name is Tap. I have a props. I'm strong, independent lesbian woman. I'm gonna die from a props. Dude, pray. God bless. Do you read to your kids? Yeah, I do. Every night and day, I read a lot to my kids. My son's young, so we read a lot of Dr. Seuss. My daughter likes reading a lot, so we read like no series, but like random kooky books that she brings home. Okay. P.S. I find your lack of head hair sexy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wow. Okay. No. And yeah, like every male in my fantasy is bald, so it's I knew as a child that this was my destiny on both sides of my family. So yeah, it's I was kind of excited actually when it finally happened because I was waiting for it for so long. All right. Do you play FromSoft? Is that I think so. What's FromSoft? Yes, I do. So okay, so Demon Souls. I was really big into Demon Souls when it first came out. Really big into Dark Souls. Played a lot of Dark Souls 2, and then I had a family and kids, and it was just hard for me to spend so much time devoted to getting good at it. So like if I was single and didn't have a family, I would be really into the current From Software games. But like that cat is making so much noise. I have a kitty, and he makes a lot of noise. But like you have to spend so much time grinding, and I just don't have enough time for it. Like I wish I did. So now I have to play more linear games because that's like all I can do. All right, what's your opinion on the Witcher 3 game? One of the best video games I've ever played. I should actually, now that you may remember that, it has to be one of my top 5. I've replayed the entire thing twice, and I look forward to doing it again. It's like the pinnacle of modern video games. Some booktubers aren't honest enough and overly praise everything. Here. So I do appreciate the fact that you're able to not do that as much as that not be great for me. Thanks, man. Whoa. Dude, you are awesome. I've never gotten a donation. I didn't even know this was a thing. You're amazing. Thank you, man. Had fun on the stream. Appreciate your candor and also willingness to try my book. Hope you enjoy it. And if you don't, it's totally cool. Dude, that's so nice. Is this a thing? Can people give money on here? It's really nice of you, man. Thank you. Evening, Matt. How you doing? What's up, man? Got another booktuber in the house. If you guys have not checked out this channel, check it out. It's really dope. Pretty awesome energy that I got from you. And who's the other person? What's their relation to you that does this channel with you? Let me know. Scott, hey man, it's great chatting. I'm about to hit the sack and hands down the best booktuber in my opinion. Have a good one. Thanks. Dude, cat. Maui, where are you? Say hi to everybody. This is the best cat. Are you going to run away? You're going to act like not the best cat? This is Maui. My kids named him. We have Moana, and this is Maui. Whoa! Sky, bro. Now you're making me feel bad. That's so nice of you, man. Sky. That's ridiculous. I really appreciate it. So nice of you. It's unbelievable. It's really, really nice. I'm not that nice of a person. But, dude, you rock. Thank you, man. A-hole, fight to the death. Rand versus Rake. Like, Rand would be inside of Rake's sword in about 10 seconds. And he'd be pushing that cart for the end of all time. Cillian, does the Wheel of Time series have real epic and glory moments? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Also, are the villains scary and creepy, or are they more childish? Both. I think the villains are a little of both. They're not scary. They're not children either. They're like in the middle. But yeah, definitely epic and glory moments. A lot of like big ones. Villains are creepy. Definitely not childish. All right. What are your top 3 favorite Magic systems in fantasy? Also new to your channel. Love it. I need to, like, I don't have a list. I can't refer to the spreadsheet on this one. But Mistborn. You know what? Let me go to my spreadsheet anyways and look at the series I've read and tell you the ones that are really dope. Mistborn, I like a lot. Stormlight Archive, I like a lot. Sanderson's really good at that. Really, really good. Never really wowed by Magic systems. Lightbringers was really fun, I gotta say. Lightbringer was really fun. Yeah. I don't know. Magic systems isn't my thing. No, you weren't the biggest fan of Iron Gold. That's selling it short, but yeah. But if you decide to continue, just know that Dark Age. Dude, I hear that so much, and it's like, you know who really? Alex Neves, who's a cool YouTuber. He's really into Red Rising, and he like got all on my case about it. He's like, Matt, you don't know what you're talking about. So I have committed to continuing on, just not immediately. Okay. Where did he? Okay, this cat knocked over every single low-lying ornament in my house, and now I find them all over the place. Getting a kitty on Christmas is not what you want to do. I run up my sister. Nice, man. That's cool. I hope my kids have a positive relationship with each other like you and your sister do, because you guys got good energy. I like it, man. Raking in the bread. Bro. That's so nice of you, man. Like, people, you guys are so nice. You know what? I feel like you're trying to convince me that I need to do more live streams. And I tell you, my wife is going to be totally down with me doing live streams now. That this is a thing, but you guys don't have to do that. But that means a lot to me. You guys are, it's very validating, and appreciate it. You don't have to do that though, but really cool. And Danny, I've seen you around Goodreads so much. What's your Goodreads profile? I need to because you have a different picture on your Goodreads profile. Link me your Goodreads profile. Because I feel like I've been following your stuff forever. Okay, this cat is going crazy. All right. You're out. You're out. You're going to have to leave the room. Sorry, kitty. I'm sorry. I can't find you on Goodreads. But hit me up. Have you played the Blood and Wine? Yeah, multiple times. I love Blood and Wine. Although I am horrifically scared of spiders. So my dad was terrified of spiders, and as a kid, he was the bravest guy I knew, because that's what dads are for the kids, right? And so if my dad was scared of spiders, then I had to be scared of spiders. So now I'm like terrified of them. And I try to like teach my kids that I'm not scared of them, even though I am. So they're not scared of them. But like, dude, the spiders in Blood and Wine are terrifying. I had trouble getting through the cave portions of that game, but I loved it. It's a really good DLC. Rain money upon Matt's head. Yeah, dude. Make it rain all on this head. Money could be his new hair. Yeah. I could use it, man. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I was having like these big bald patches on my beard. I had the old Jada Smith thing. And I went to the doctor's office to be like, oh, is there like a pill you could give me? Because the other thing my dad is scared of is shots. So I'm terrified of shots. So I went to the dermatologist, and I was like, can you guys like fix this? And he's like, yeah, I just got to give you a series of shots in your face. Let me do it right now. And so I had to sit there while he put like 50 shots in my face. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, all right, I'll see you in a few weeks. We're going to keep doing that. And so I had to do that like 4 times. And so now problem solved, but horrible experience. Do you play Red Dead? Okay, bro. I made a mistake when I said my top 5 favorite games because Red Dead has to be in there. Red Dead 1 I loved. Red Dead 2 I like more. Red Dead 1 is one of the best games I've ever played. Red Dead 2 is right up there for like the best. I played Red Dead 2. I recently played it. Like last year I played it in the first person mode, which was really fun. And I look forward to playing again. I'll replay Red Dead 2 every 5 years for the rest of my life. Before I go, I think you'll like biblical books like the 1 and 2 Chronicles, since they do have a okay, cool. Appreciate it. Good night. You got this. Thanks, man. You're awesome. Can I have what? What you talking about? Is that English? More live streams? Yeah, they're fun, man. I'm having a good time. Great. Andrew Scott was such a great character. He was almost interesting in 𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐚𝐥. I'm with you. But yeah, like the ending was so horrible. Yeah, dude. It was not good. So out of nowhere, too. Like, it'd be one thing, I think, if the book, spoilers alert for people that they haven't read Lightbringer yet, but it'd be one thing if like they were, prepping the Christian themes in it a little bit. But like all of a sudden, it just felt like the author found Jesus in between writing the 4th and 5th book and was like, now I know how I'm going to write this ending. It was weird. Do you prefer plot-driven stories or character-driven stories? That's a good question. I don't think that I like one over the other. I want to say plot, but then again, Robin Hobb is one of my favorite authors, and she can't write plot to save her life. So I think I like good authors and good stories, whatever that may be. Yeah, fuck spiders. Dude, fuck spiders. I hate spiders so much. Like, I could just take a bath in snakes and have no problem. But, like, put one spider near me and I'm gone. House of the Dragon or Rings of Power? Well, I have not okay. I haven't finished both of these. I watched 3 of House of Dragons and I watched 1 of Rings of Power, and I was not overly impressed with either of them. But I just don't watch a lot of TV. I don't know what I made you laugh out loud on. What did I make you laugh out loud on? I'm behind here. Okay, I know you have mixed feelings with Stephen King, but I think you'll enjoy Pet Sematary. I've had a lot of people recommend Pet Sematary, and it's currently, I think, in my roulette wheel for Patreon. So, that might be a thing. I might end up getting it. And somebody put it on there, and I was like, did you really just do that to me? Alopecia the James. Okay, yeah, that thing. Yeah, bro. It was so bad. It was so bad. I called my wife afterwards, and she was like, do I need to drive you to the next appointment? So I tried to brave up. I had to, so they gave me the shots in the face. I swear like 50 of them. And I sat back and I was like, I crack jokes when I'm nervous. So I was trying to crack jokes the whole time with the doctor. And then when he's done, he is like, all right, time to go. And I got up and I was like, so I stood up and I'm like, and I sat back down. I was like, I'm about to pass out. So I had to lay down in the doctor's chair for like 10, 15 minutes before I could leave because I thought I was going to be done. You're so nice, man. You're like, you guys are the nicest people of all time. And you're already a Patreon member. So like, just throwing money at me. I can't believe you. I didn't even know this money thing was a thing. It's so nice of you guys. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Yeah, how long are you going to go? I don't know. Maybe when I catch up. I don't really have any plans tonight. My wife's going to come home at some point. And then I'm going to read or play Stardew Valley. That's my plan. I'm behind on reading today. So I think I'm going to read. I just saw this was on. What's up, man? All right. Yeah, I agree, Matt. The fifth book just felt like he decided the God orbital home I was real because there was no hint of being real. God. Yeah, dude. It was so weird. I can't believe that ending. So fun fact, I heard from multiple people that Broken Earth was incredible, and I saw that you didn't like it, so I refused to sub. I just finished the trilogy, and it's pretty bad, so now I'm resubbed. So I'm saying, man, I don't want to claim that, like, Broken Earth is bad, because I think there is value there. It just, like, for me, there's so many bad things about it that I don't like about my fantasy books that it just wasn't for me. And, like, it's made me really skeptical about these award-winning books. And I started doing some research into it. And like what's the big award that all her books got? I don't know. It feels like the pinnacle award you can get for fantasy is not even like real awards. It's like whoever shows up can vote and that's it. So like you get these rabid fans that show up that make your book win. So like I can't trust award-winning books. I dislike award-winning books more than I like them. And then I went into Ken Liu's book. He won the same award, and it was amazing. So now maybe I do like award-winning books. But honestly, like I see these award-winning books, and I instantly think it's going to suck. And I don't know what it is. Like there's something wrong with these awards, and like they're only giving awards to. It feels like. And like I say this as a fan, like Robin Hobb is one of my favorite authors. Fonda Lee is one of my favorite authors. I think women authors can be just as good as men authors, if not better. But then I look at these awards and like only women are winning them. Something like there's political gamesmanship going on here, and I'm not about that. So like you win awards, and I'm skeptical. I love character-driven stories. Yeah, dude, they rock. Snakes are nothing, but spiders are the worst. Yeah, dude, I hear you on that. Who cares? See, snakes are great. House of the Dragon's not even close. I should get back into House of the Dragon. Because I liked him. I'm just like such a big A Song of Ice and Fire fan that I kind of just want that next book to come out and like really bad. Where does Kingkiller Chronicle now rank after your reread? Let me look. So Kingkiller Chronicle have it written as number 13. I think I redid it. I'm going to stick with number 13. I got Malazan, First Law, Banished Lands, Realm of the Elderlings, Stormlight, Five Warrior Angels, A Song of Ice and Fire, Wandering Inn, Greenbone Saga, Cradle, Bone Ships, Dandelion Dynasty, and then Kingkiller. That's my list. I think Name of the Wind, Wives and Fair benefit greatly from a reread. They do. I like them more upon a reread. I liked them a lot when I first read them, but I like them more on a reread. Honestly, cracking jokes is how I deal with everything. It makes life better, man. Would you ever do a live stream with Brian Lee Durfee? So here's my problem, is that I'm nervous about asking authors to do streams with me. I just something about it just makes me nervous. Like Steven Erickson's my favorite author, and I really, really badly want to ask him to come on my channel, and I know he would because I see channels that are a lot smaller than mine that he comes on, But I just feel like I just be like fanboying the whole time and super nervous and make myself look stupid. Ryan Lee Durfee's probably like my second like one that I'd want to do it with, and I'm sure he would too, because like I talked to him offline. I mean, I talked to him about other stuff on Facebook and stuff. But like I don't know, I feel like I'd get nervous talking to them about things. Stardew Valley, great man. I love Stardew Valley. I'm so into it right now. Every like few years I get back into it and I just get sucked into it. I made it further this time than I've ever made it. I'm in like the end of year 2. And like there's like a new island expansion that I'm really into. So I just got there and it's fun. Dude. Appreciate it. Hugo Award. Dude, Hugo. That's the one. It's so shiesty. I know you said you didn't love 2 gaming books. That's true. All right. I'll check it out for you, Sam. Phew, fortunately, I haven't won any awards. Yeah, you're in the clear. Did you play Last of Us? Okay, funny story about Last of Us. I did play Last of Us, but I got too scared. Something happened in my life where I get really scared about certain video games. And like, I think it's because like when I got married, I only have time to play video games at night when everyone else goes to sleep. And I never was really into like scary stuff as a kid. So now when I couldn't play it. It made me stressed out. And I've realized like I can't play horror video games. And so I'm sure it's amazing. But like I got like an hour into it and it stressed me out. And I don't want to play games to stress me out. I have like my job is stressful. Like I'm a chief of staff for like a politician. A lot of my day is dealing with like high stress stuff. And like when I come home, I want to chill out and play Stardew Valley or like play Fall Guys or like just chill out. But so I couldn't do it. Magic System Broken Works is incredible. I just couldn't jive with the writing style. The writing style is so whack. I hear you on that. Cool Magic. I'm with you on that too. Who is the best Stardew Valley spouse? Okay, so I just married Haley because my wife is blonde, and I thought I'd give Haley a try, and she's fun. I like Haley a lot. She's kind of really shallow at the beginning of the game, and then you get married, and all of a sudden she's like a legit nice person. So I liked changing her into a cool person. Your opinion on Witcher 3 Hearts of Stone? Awesome. I love all the Witcher 3 DLC. Hearts of Stone that's the romance one. I mean, I liked them all. They're great. I think the wine one is my favorite, but I liked Hearts of Stone a lot. Is Hearts of Stone the one with the gin? Because if so, then super dope. Who do you think will finish their series first? Grimm, Rothfuss, or Scott Lynch? Okay, Grimm's going to die before he finishes. I believe that Grimm will get the next book out, but he will not get the final book out. Rothfuss only has one left, so he's got the shortest route to go. But I don't think that's coming out in the next 5 or 10 years. Lynch, I think, will get his next book out in the next couple of years, but he hasn't said how long his series is going to go. So they all have different things going for him. So it's between Rothfuss and Lynch. I think Rothfuss will win. But that's a great question. Yep, totally valid point with politics being involved in these awards. Yeah, it's super shiesty. Okay, as an author myself, I can assure you that constant fanboying would be awesome during a live stream. Yeah, I'm sure it would be. All right, have you read Sword of Kaiga? No, I've not. I will be reading it. It is on my list. It's soon. I'm supposed to finish it on June 5th. I'm not always exact with these things, but I'm usually very close. Creator of Stardew Valley is making a new game. I know, man. I'm really excited about it. And the music, the song that he released for Haunted Chocolatier is awesome. I'm convinced that the creator of Stardew Valley wanted to find a platform for his dope music. I really think that's what happened. And I actually find myself like daydreaming a lot about like how awesome it would be to be really into something, like super OCD about a game like he was and making your thing, and then making like $100 million. That'd be cool. Should I pick up Powder Mage or First Law? First Law. Hands down. Standalones. That means that you haven't read Age of Madness yet, I'm assuming. So yeah, keep powering through, man. And go audiobook. Did you say you work as a politician's chief of staff? Yes, that is my job. I've been a chief of staff now for 6 years. I was a chief of staff for one member that got elected, and then I left because she was crazy, and I joined somebody else, a friend of mine who got elected. And now my life is a lot better because I get to work really close to my house, and he's really cool, and he's a friend of mine, so it's really fun. Haley's best spouse? Yeah, dude, she's fun. Haven't tried anyone else, though. Yeah, I'm married. I've gotten around to Stardew Valley. I'll tell you that. I want you to slap me with that mustache. All right. Lynch said a series of 7 books. Okay, definitely Rothfuss. Unless Lynch just gets a fire under him. I really do think Lynch is... So, like, Lynch has suffered from, like, depression, and he is taking medication now, which is cool. I like people dealing with their problems. Getting your therapy, getting your meds, do your thing. And now he seems like he's doing better. And he's supposed to be releasing stuff. He released a short story. So I think he's back on track. So keep up the good work. We disagree on many books. That's life, man. Disagreements. They have titles on Wikipedia. Sweet. I think, yeah, I remember that. Thorn to Emberlane's next. Looking forward to it. No, Percy Jackson. I don't really read YA. Nothing against it. It's just not my thing. I like adult themes. And I like characters to not have plot armor. That's a big, important thing for me. That I want characters to be able to expire in my books, if possible. And that doesn't happen in YA stories. Do you play Elden Ring? I don't know. I wish I could. I just don't have time. I don't have time to spend that much time in a game. I have to play linear stuff now because I only have a couple hours a night to play games, and that's not enough to play a game like that. How many hours of life have you sunk into Skyrim? Okay. I think on my one save I had 100 hours. On Steam, I have... That was on PS... I don't remember the PS version. How many hours on Steam do I have? I have another 37 hours. Probably 150. Would you describe the Wheel of Time series as cozy? No, not cozy. It's a middle ground between serious and cozy. Like, the thing about Wheel of Time is there is a lot of traveling. There's a lot of descriptions. So, like, characters will get into, like, a hotel or, like, a tavern, and you're going to spend the next couple pages learning exactly what that tavern looks like. And so there's a lot of overly descriptive things that go on in it. So, but yeah, how would Malazan and Stormlight compare? I'd say that Wheel of Time is the coziest, then Stormlight, and then nothing. There's nothing cozy about Malazan. Where to start with Sanderson? Start, if you're okay reading and committing, read Mistborn, Arrow 1. If you want to just get a little taste of a story, read Warbreaker. I asked about politics because I work as an operations manager for a House of Rep. Nice, man. What state? I have a lot of friends that work in Congress. I will never work in Congress. So I also have run a lot of campaigns. I have a campaign consulting company, and I was the campaign consultant on a guy that got elected to, I don't really want to out who this is, so I'll try to be vague. They got elected to a position, and then he just got elected to Congress, and I didn't want to go work for him because I don't want to move, and I don't want to work in a district that is enormous so that I have to travel all the time. I like to live and hang out near my house. I've gotten around to Stardew Valley, bro. That's how it is. I don't read YA other than Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm getting there. I really want to read Harry Potter. I want my daughter to get it. Plot armor is the worst. That's why Grim... Dude, that's the reason. That's summed up right there. That's why. Did you play Bloodborne? No. Not enough time. I don't play video games, but decided to take on a new hobby this week. Fantasy map making. That's dope. That is super dope. I don't have the creativity to do that, but that is really cool. And if you're into that, I bet there's like a market out there to work with authors to get maps made for their books, because there's too many fantasy books from like indie authors that don't have maps that deserve maps, even if they're like drawn in. You know, like I just read the Mistland book by 𝐒𝐮𝐥 and he just like had a hand-drawn map and it made it so much better. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I bet you can find some way to get like that out there. Will you read the new Aragon sequel? I haven't read Aragon, so no. All right, what are the odds are Verdi finishes 𝐒𝐮𝐥 like 5 million%? I work for a House of Rep in Minnesota. Nice. That's sweet, man. Good for you. What does a operations manager do? Definitely find a lot of authors looking for maps. Yeah, dude. I gotta feel like that has to be a thing, right? Like, as an indie author, you would know this. But like you're probably dumping in time and money into something that you're not sure you're going to make any money back on. And so maps is going to cost money, right? Unless you're creative yourself. And so if somebody would just reach out and be like, hey, I want to make a map for you, somebody would be super down. I don't know if you're familiar with Tom Emmer. I'm not. I don't really follow federal politics that much. I follow local and state. Apparently he ran for governor, though. Apparently he lost, right? Is that what happened? Did he run for governor? Recount. That's rough, man. Thanks for letting me know about your Kindle case. It's now on my wish list. Dude, it's the best Kindle case of all time. It's got this little stand on it, too. So you can, like, put your book up and, like, prop it up. And so it's this leather case, right? It makes it look like a leather book. And you can just leave it out. Nobody's ever going to take an old leather book. It looks like it's worthless. So, like, it's the greatest case of all time. And you can just drop it off a mountain and it's not going to break. What the heck? Did you just have a seizure? Hey, I love your channel. Thanks, Hannah. Appreciate it. I have a map in Charles Ashton with the sequel. I have a better quality one. Maps are pretty cool in books. I look at them a lot. I like to follow along with the characters. Currently reading Gentle Standings. Nice. Not enough people read that. Yeah, dude. I resonate with your comment a lot. I'm an admin of a fantasy writing group that has 16,000 people, and a bunch of them are always looking for maps. Yeah, dude, I bet that's it. Right there. You just confirmed my belief. It's got there's a market for that. I do a lot of work with local activists, organize events, and go to represent my staff. Nice. Is that so? Are you like a district rep? Is that like a similar thing, or is that different? Because like I have friends that are district reps and like district directors and stuff. Sounds like you're in the district. Oh wow, I better be decent. Oh, I'll post one on the Discord in a few weeks. Yeah, dude, I want to see it. Are you on the Discord? Moonbot, what's your name in there? Also, I would love to ask a fellow YouTuber who struggles with mental health. How do you find your mood affects your upload schedule? So, like, I don't have any, like, I guess, like, you're saying that because my OCD. I feel like there's no, like, winning, but I feel like I'm, like, on top of it. Like, I've taken, like, in very simple terms, I've taken, like, my problem with OCD and I've, like, isolated it over here. And I don't feel like I struggle with it anymore. And my wife is a mental health therapist and really has helped me with it. But I don't feel like it's a problem of mine anymore. And so I'll say that, how does my mood affect my upload schedule? I don't think it does. Like, I'm always in a good mood. I don't get down about life. nothing ever gets me down. I am just a very happy person. Like, life is good. I that's not true for everybody, but like, my life is awesome. I love my life. I'm married to somebody that I'm in love with, madly in love. I've got amazing kids. I've got a great job. I love everything about my life. And so I have nothing to be upset about ever. So I'm always in a good mood. And so for my upload schedule, I always release a video when I'm done with the book. As soon as I'm done, I review as I'm finishing it. And then in other time, I just randomly upload other stuff. So I don't get up. I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but that's just how my life is. Currently reading Way of Kings, Hunger of Gods. Not sure which I like more. It's hard. They're both dope. Dope books. When you said you were actually finishing the books in real time in the comments recently, the Kindle case really confused me. Yeah, it confuses a lot of people. Do you think the later Malazan books are better than the earlier books? No. I think the last book's the best. But I think it's really like sparse. Like, they're all, with the exceptions of Gardens of the Moon and Dust of Dreams, I feel like they're all comparable with each other. Those two are a little bit less, but in general, they're all pretty comparable. When are you reading The Witcher? I am reading The Witcher. I just put it onto my schedule, I think. I did not put it on my schedule, but I am going to be reading it. Okay, so I have my book scheduled out until May 5th on audio, and then I'm going to be reading Justice of the Kings, Pillars of Earth, Circe, then The Witcher. If I work in District, nice, man. District works so much better than Capital work because it looks like the same book every time. Yeah. Should I start First Law, Stormlight, or A Song of Ice and Fire? I don't know, man. They're all really dope. They're all really good. My favorite's First Law. But go audio. If you're going to go audio, go First Law. If you're not, go A Song of Ice and Fire. But you can't go wrong with any of those. Yeah, dude, dope series. I've never heard of this person. Appreciate it. I love that. Thanks. I'm going to be honest, to finish Gardens of the Moon and realized I didn't comprehend a thing that happened. Yeah, dude, you got to read Gardens of the Moon with the PowerPoint presentation thing. It's like, it's a lot, but once you go along with it, you realize the stuff that you need to remember and the things that you don't need to, and then it makes it so much more enjoyable. Yeah. Oops. And that's because we all have our own issues, and I personally have anxiety and depression. That can definitely get hard sometimes. You're definitely an inspiration. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own thing. OCD's mine. I've never heard of it. What is it you think you're not going to like about The Dark Tower? I think I don't like Stephen King, to be honest. I think I have a problem. I think that I need my authors to plan. And Stephen King, by definition, does not plan. He just writes. And so Stephen King can't write an ending to save his life. And I worry that The Dark Tower ending is going to suck. I'm convinced it will. Because you can't write a fantasy series without planning out your series. And somehow he thinks he can. And I don't get it. His books are good until you get to the last third, and then everything falls apart. All right, no seizure for you. Pillars of Earth, a masterpiece. Yeah, I hear so many good things about it. Are you intending to read more non-US UK-made fantasy? I mean, The Witcher is Polish, but like other than that, not intentionally. I don't intentionally try to read anything of any sort of area, but I mean, you could look at my reading spreadsheet and see if there's anything on there. I link it in my my YouTube page. In my About Me section has the spreadsheet. Yeah, a lot of books do that. Garden Moon sent me into a slump. It'll do that. Is everyone in your area freaking out about Silicon Valley Bank failing? Haven't heard a thing about it. I mean, other than reading the news, but no. Yeah, I don't get the hype. I don't get it either. Top 3 Wheel of Time characters. Matt, not just because his name is dope, but I like his name a lot. The characters are not the strongest part of this. What's the guy that's like a big fantasy creature that reads all the time? L'Oreal or something? He's got to be up there. And then Nynaeve. I don't know how to say people's names because I read and don't listen. I've been in a reading some lately. An enthusiastic review of Grace of Kings got me excited again. Dude, it's so dope. It's so dope. I've had Inheritance sitting on a shelf for years and never gotten around to reading it. Really like the first 2 books. Sweet. Oh my God, I really want you to read. You roast the shit out of Dark Tower. I'm 100% sure you're going to give every single book 1 or at least 2 out of 5. Fuck. Yeah, pretty sure that's true. Thank you for inspiring me to read. That's really awesome. So happy I inspired you. Have you read anything yet? What have you read? Yeah, I feel like that's my problem. Man, does it get slow? That's not what I want to hear. That is not what I want to hear. Nynaeve. The drawing of the 3, Dark Part 2 isn't slow. It's basically a thriller. Cool. I'm just worried about the end. That's my problem. Stephen King can write. He just can't end. After playing the games, I really like the Witcher books. They're fun and easy to read, but won't ever breach the top 10 or anything. I don't need my books to breach the top 10. I've read too many series to like expect that a book will be in the top 10, but just let me have a good time. That's all I ask. Thanks for hanging out with us peons. Dude, I feel like a peon. We're all peons here. I look forward to seeing your channel grow. Talk to you on the Discord server. Thanks, man. Talk to you soon. Appreciate it. We've had a lot of people join the Discord since I started this today. So dope, man. Everyone hop on the Discord train. We have a good time. Dark Tower ending is the same, awful, and awesome. I think Dark Tower is too different from any other fantasy series, and by that standard, needs to be read. I hear that a lot. All right, I've got a cold. My voice is kind of going out. As soon as I catch up to comments, I'm going to end. But if I never catch up, then we will do this till the end of time. Yeah, I feel like all right, almost there. What's the book you're dreading most on your TBR? Dark Tower, maybe? What else here? Dark Tower, I'm dreading. Hands down. Okay, I'm going to be reviewing a April Fool's book. And I don't want to ruin what it is. But it's for you few that are watching this, I'm going to pretend and everyone's going to know that I'm joking, but I'm going to pretend that I have a new thing, and it's this different kind of book that I've never read and I'll never read again. And it's super short, but it's ludicrous. And the cover is bonkers. And it's like 150 pages, and I'm super dreading reading it. But get ready for that on April 1st. God, you convinced me to start Stormlight. Just started Rhythm of War. So much better than Mistborn. Yeah, dude. I'm with you on that. Stormlight is fantastic. You mentioned you were in politics. So I am a chief of staff for a politician. And then I also am a consultant on campaigns. I have a campaign consulting company. All right, have a good night, Matt. I'll stop typing out comments. Thanks, man. Good seeing you. Oh, God. Oh, my God. It's the dinosaur exotic sex novel. It is. It is that. All right, what do you think of all the negative reviews of the Long Cycle? I know you liked it a bit. I get it. I get the comments that are it's too brutal. I don't get the comments that say like the prose is bad. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't know. I'm a nobody. I'm not like some professional reviewer, but the prose is dope for me. So I don't get some of the criticism. That's way cooler than I thought. Thanks, man. Good night, y'all. Good night, Matt. Really want to read the sex scenes. Have fun. They're awkward. I like details. You're going to like that then. All right. I've caught up. We're done. I'm out. I'm going to go read. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Good talking to you. We got to do this again sometime. Thank you all. And as always, happy reading to you.